Welcome to the Momnificent podcast. This is the place where we help parents live a happy, healthy life with their kids. We're going to show you how to connect with your child and help them even in their most difficult moments as we hear from experts in the field. I'm your host, Dr. Karin Jakubowski, an international speaker, public school principal, and former struggling student. The Momnificent podcast equips parents with science-based strategies to help you live a happy, healthy life with your kids. Welcome. Welcome back to Momnificent. Today, I'm so excited. I have Leah Hadley here with me, and listen to what she has done. She is an award-winning financial planner, a certified divorce financial analyst, and a mediator. She uses her 15 years of experience to help women make financial decisions in light of impending or past divorce. Leah, welcome to Momnificent. Yeah, I'm so excited that we connected, and I'm so excited about the information that you're going to bring to our guests listening to today, and someone listening who actually might think of someone who might need this and be able to pass it on to them. Because when it comes to divorce and being a woman, there's a lot of questions. There's probably a lot of secret questions, I'll say, women have that they're like, I don't even know. I don't know. Like, how do I, navigate this? So I love that I've got some questions for you today. And as you guess, as my listeners are listening, please send us more questions because Leah and I are going to come back on to do an Instagram live, and we are here to help you. We want to answer your questions. So, Leah, actually, I have a question I did not give you a look at. I can't even talk today. I did not give you this question in advance, but it's a fun one. I love it. What's something you've done recently that you haven't done for a while that just brings you joy? Oh, oh my Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Wow. Okay. My God. Oh my gosh. There's something about being on the water. Water and a fire. Like it's so mesmerizing. I can just like sit and just watch it, right? For like hours. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. All right. So let me turn my screen on over here. That just went blank. Okay, we're going to dive right into this. What are the common mistakes most people make that cost them thousands when going through divorce? Tell us what we don't know. Wow. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, like what you don't know, you don't know. So in our mind, we might think, "Oh, I just go and I fill out the papers," and you just kind of go from there. But you're bringing up a really important point. Like there's money you might be losing if you don't get the right people involved who are experienced to guide you through that process. Okay, that's really good to know. What is the most important step? You call it the most important step one to take to increase your financial confidence. And what do you mean by financial confidence? Yeah, that's really good 'cause, for example, in my situation, I'm the one in our marriage who handles all the bills. I pay all the bills, I know what's coming in, I know when it's going, and then I talked to another guy recently, and he's like, "Oh, I handle it all, like, my wife doesn't know anything about it," and that's like you have those situations too, and what do you do when you're stepping into it and you're like, "Oh, great, now I have to take over this," of things that you might not even, see the whole spectrum of, so that's another point. Right, because when you're in a divorce, you got the hurt, the transition, the pain, like you were saying, and then if you lose a loved one, you're in a whole emotional state where it's difficult to even think and act clearly, let alone try to navigate and figure all that out that you haven't been doing, right in the financial area. So why? I think you did a great job answering the question. Why would someone need a financial professional? How do you know when it's time you need one? Okay. Good. Right, right. Mm, good point. Right. Mhm. Really? Wow. Ooh, I haven't heard that. Ooh. Mm. So good. Yeah, well, I'm really glad you brought that up because I wouldn't think the lawyer can't give me that financial advice. Like, I would just think, oh, he's been doing this so long, whatever he says kind of like would be. So I really appreciate you bringing up that importance of a financial professional in addition to your lawyer who is helping you navigate this. What are the first steps to take to prevent financial worries in a divorce? What are the things keeping a divorced woman up at night when it comes to finances? Crazy. Like the actual expenses, the income and the actual expenses, bills. Okay. Okay. Wow. And she wouldn't have known that. And he right, and here she's, like, afraid. Right. Wow. Wow. Right, right. Sure. Yeah. Right. Wow. Uh-huh. That's good. Wow. Right. Yes. So good. Yeah, exactly. Right. Oh, this is so good. I love this. I really hope what you're saying is helping even at least one person. And like I said at the beginning, like if you're listening to this and you have a question, reach out to us. We're coming back on. We want to answer your questions. We want this to be helpful. So, Leah, what's your advice for a woman if you're thinking about divorce, but it's too scary to think of losing the house, the car, the finances, and then so you're just frozen in fear and you don't act? I mean, it's kind of a similar situation to what you just shared. What would you say to someone listening who might be thinking that? Which I'm so grateful you're here today, Leah, because I think there's women thinking this that haven't breathed it to anybody and might be in a state of frozen fear, just in their own world and feel like they're so alone. And I love that you're here to help just walk us through this and give us this information. So, what are the things keeping a divorce? Oh, sorry, I asked that question. If it's scary, too scary to think of losing the house, the finances, like what does a woman, what would you say to her? Mhm. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. No. Yeah, got it. Wow. Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Mhm. That's good. That's good. That's a good point. And a lot of accounts these days take something as simple as your phone, your Comcast, what have you. Like my husband set up an account, and then I try to call and change something, and they're like, "Oh, you're not on this account." So people need to, like, if you're listening to this, make sure the accounts that you have, they both have you as joint account holders, because if something happens to your spouse and they don't have the permission for you to be on there, they're not going to give you the information, which to me is just like clearly not the way it should be, because you just assume, well, I'm the spouse. Of course, you're going to talk to me. And they won't even talk to you. The spouse has to give them permission to add you. It's crazy. And it's like accounts that you wouldn't even think that would be that important. And they do that. Yes. So make sure. Yes. Yeah, it's crazy. So don't assume because you have an account, you have access to it, because it's you and your spouse. Like that was just, yeah, that's a very important piece. What are few, I know you say you have 7 things you need to consider and determine to keep your house in a divorce. Maybe just touch on a few right now. Oh, they don't know. Okay. Right. Okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Mhm. Okay. Yeah, I think it might be one of the things that holds people up from like, "Oh, I don't wanna lose the house. I don't wanna step into this." And then they don't know, so the fear grips them to freeze and do nothing. And like you're saying, being informed, then you can know where you're at to make the decisions you want to choose to do. Yeah, so good. All right, so those listening, I'm gonna have Leah back on Instagram Live because she's gonna help us with money when it comes to your kids, which send us your questions because I can't wait to have that interview. So, Leah, to finish out today, what's the best advice someone ever said you gave them? I do too. I just totally came up with that. I love that. What's the best advice someone ever said? Leah, thank you for telling me that. Okay. That's beautiful. And before we end, I don't know if I told you that I'm a master certified life coach. On the side from being a principal. Well, I actually went through the whole course for my own self where I kind of hit rock bottom on my own, trying to keep all the balls in the air and just really struggling in ways and how I even saw myself, how I showed up, my confidence and self-esteem. And I just want to insert that here for anyone listening, because if you're in a position where you are feeling the negative emotions and the anger and you can't get, it's hard for you to get past those emotions, or you're just like at night fuming and you just can't, it keeps you up at night. There's a process and a system that I can help you with to release you from that negative emotion, because you need to be set free from that to get to Leah's help. Because otherwise, the anger, you're not going to see things clearly like you would when you're in a calm moment. So, just throwing that out there, because I haven't been like telling people a lot that I started doing this. But I've been practicing it with even my own teachers in school, even with the students. This is crazy. The little girl was upset at the other kids in the class, and we did this little practice, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, like I feel so much better. Thank you for that." So there's ways to lift you out of that negative space so that you're in a healthy mental headspace, to hear from Leah what she's saying, to think logically and clearly so you make the decisions you want and you don't make them out of the pain, the hurt, and the negative emotion, right? Because we all know that nothing ever comes good out of when we're making those decisions, right? When we're like emotionally elevated. So, Leah, thank you so much for joining me today. How can someone find and follow you? Oh, awesome. Great. Okay. Oh, I love that. Watch her thrive. I love that. And I'll throw that link in the description notes here for anybody interested. Leah, thank you so much. And we'll see you soon on Instagram Live. Can't wait.
That's all we've got for this episode of the Momnificent podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, I would be honored if you would subscribe and rate if you really liked it. I know wherever you're listening right now, it might not be the best time to leave a comment, but feel free to leave a question, a review, or a comment at any time. And until next time, remember, don't worry, be happy.